Today is a special day. Every day is a special day. Let's get right to it. I was just thinking, we have over 250 videos on our YouTube channel, on our main channel. Every one of those has been filmed with the Glidecam. It's the one product we've used. Cameras have been changing, batteries are changing, lenses have always changed, but we've always used the Glidecam. So I haven't done a ton of videos on Glidecam, so I wanted to go a little bit more in depth with sharing you guys tips, tricks I've learned over the last 10 years using the product, showing video examples, and also kind of showing an inside look as far as why I started using Glidecam to begin with. So the reason I started using the Glidecam to begin with, and this was 10 plus years ago, roughly give or take, I wanted to be different than all the other filmmakers out there that were at least on my level, high school level. The best way to do that, in my opinion, or one of the best ways, is to do wedding videos, because don't we all do wedding videos sometime in our career? At least a lot of us do. And I noticed everybody had just static shots. And I was like, those look so boring. No offense to anyone that just does static shots. And I found out there was a product called Glidecam. There's another product called Steadicam. So that was much further above my pay scale. So I looked at the next big thing, and that was a Glidecam. This was more for consumers, even prosumers, and especially for my budget doing wedding stuff. This was perfect. So I bought a Glidecam 2000. I started doing wedding videos and having these really cinematic moving shots, and I'll actually have some of those shots pop up right now from my early days of filming with a Glidecam. And you can see, it's not revolutionary, I didn't have it perfected by any means, I'm always still learning about it all. But these shots, they stood out a lot more for wedding videos, especially at the time when no one had these moving tracking shots. But with the Glidecam, it made it, or empowered me as a filmmaker to make my movies look like I had a budget when I was doing everything on a very, very, very small budget. Now Glidecam, they've always kind of updated their Glidecams, or had different Glidecams. They had the Glidecam 2000, the Glidecam 4000 for different sizes of cameras. And then Glidecam came to me and they were like, hey Devin, you use the product constantly. We know that you love the product. Well, I asked if I love the product, I'm like, absolutely. And they're like, let's team up, work together. What would you suggest would be the perfect Glidecam for the kind of videos that you do? What would be the best tool to tell a story the way you want it to tell? And that's kind of where the Devin Graham Signature Series Glidecam came, which is right here. And these are the ones that we use now. And all the stuff that's out there now where people are getting smooth shots that didn't really exist a ton, especially on YouTube. So it made our channel and the kind of content we were creating stand out a lot more. It was super exciting for me, and it created a ton of opportunities. When I first started that YouTube channel the first year, I got contacted by a company, and they wanted me to shoot a commercial in Iceland. And they said, the reason we want to hire you is because we've never seen smooth shots on rough terrain like you are getting. So at the time, I didn't have a behind the scenes channel, so they didn't know what I looked like. So they thought I was like this old filmmaker. They thought I was like a 50-year-old. So they flew me to Iceland first class. They gave me like this incredible experience. But when I got on the airplane, they're like, we thought you were so much older. It was just because of the work, because of the tools I had to tell the story, it spoke for itself, and I had opportunity after opportunity from filming with a product. So if people ask, like, what is the one tool that you've had that's changed your career and given you opportunities? It wasn't the camera, it all goes back to the Glidecam. One of the biggest questions I get is, hey Devin, I don't have a budget to buy a Glidecam. What would you suggest to get smooth shots if I have a $0 budget? 3 things that I would suggest is a wheelchair. If you have a wheelchair, you sit down in the wheelchair, and this is what we did in film schools. You'd actually sit down in the wheelchair, hold the camera, then have someone push you, and then you get really smooth shots that way. It's not going to be the same thing as a Glidecam, but if you're running on a smaller budget, the second option that I want to bring up to you guys is you get a 2x4 board. and you have one person hold it on each side, and then you hook the camera. You mount the camera to the 2x4, and then both of you walk with 2x4, and then it makes the camera significantly smoother compared to if you're running with the camera. If you have two people running with the board, it's gonna make it a lot smoother. You'll see things like the one wheel. So here I could hold a camera just like a rollerblades, and I can get really smooth shots. Something like this though, you're spending about $1,800. So this is another option to get smooth shots as far as anything on wheels, filming out of a car, filming on a bike, even though that's not very easy, or rollerblades is probably gonna be your best option for something a little cheaper if you're running on a cheaper budget. So there you have it. That was an overview on why I use the Glidecam. Now, if you want more videos like this, make sure to leave in the comments down below and like this video, and make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, get on that. And later this week, we'll be also showing one more video, examples of using the Glidecam and tricks and tips. It's gonna be answering a lot of your guys' questions. We've already filmed the video, so it is coming out later this week, so stay tuned, turn on those post notifications so you can be aware of when that video comes out. Thank you so much for watching. Over and out.